Welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hibah Samad. Thanks for joining us. City of Torrance is remembering the victims of the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. Flags are being flown at half-staff across the country. President Donald Trump ordered flags to be lowered on all public buildings and grounds. Flags will be at half-staff until sunset tomorrow. 11 people were killed at the Tree of Life synagogue, with numerous others injured. A local hospital had some special four-legged visitors dress their part for Halloween. Isn't that cute? Today, 15 dogs strutted their costumes in hopes of winning Torrance Memorial Medical Center's first ever Trick-or-Doggy-Treat pet costume contest. Judged by local doctors, volunteers, and their four-legged friends are part of the hospital's pet visitation program. But it was more than just a contest, as dogs dressed in everything from a lobster to a UPS dog stopped by to visit patients in hopes of bringing some cheer for those who can't celebrate the holiday. The program has been around for more than 28 years. And every day, the furry friends visit patients to help with healing.
You're pretty lonely in a hospital, especially if you don't have a large family visiting you, or maybe you live out of town and you had an accident here. So we just love to bring the dogs to give them something else to do, pet and love, and that's what we do. And we take pictures on their cell phones for them, and they get to take them home and show everybody who visited them.
I never really knew that these programs existed until I was hospitalized. And so I'm really grateful to all the volunteers who spend their time and energy going around, and I'm grateful to all the dogs too for being so well behaved.
Other great costumes were Dr. Barker and Pikachu. The scariest costume went to the alligator, most original to the UPS costume, and the best one went to the skunk. Torrance Memorial Medical Center in total has 23 dogs that are part of the program. Dogs must pass obedience training and must be at least 2 years old. Then they're assessed by staff for further observation. To learn more about the program, go to torrancememorial.org. As trick-or-treaters gear up for the big holiday tomorrow, law enforcement says to remember to stay safe. Torrance police say when you're going home to home, wear reflective clothing, use a flashlight, and do not wear oversized shoes. Always stay with the group you're out with and be careful when crossing the street. Stay on sidewalks and wait until you get home to carefully check candy. And if you're driving around neighborhoods, keep an extra eye out.
For drivers, there's going to be lots of kids around and families and strollers, so just drive slowly, carefully. Look at all intersections before you drive through there, and just take your time. Everyone's out there having fun, and I know you have places to go, but we get there safely.
Torrance police will be in full force. Holiday decorations and costumes can also be a hazardous risk. The National Fire Protection Association says nearly half of decoration fires in homes occur because the decorations were too close to a heat source. It's a good idea to use a battery-operated candle or glow stick in jack-o'-lanterns. When choosing costumes, stay away from long trailing fabric. Teach children to stay clear from open flames and keep exits clear of decorations so nothing blocks escape routes. For more information on how you can stay safe, go to nfpa.org. Registration is underway for one of Torrance's most exciting Thanksgiving events. The 39th annual Harry Sutter Memorial Turkey Trot Fun Run will take place on Thanksgiving morning at 8 a.m. To participate in the 3-mile run is $30, and you can register online right now. After the run, you can participate in a prize drawing, and participants will receive a commemorative Turkey Trot shirt. Staff is also asking for runners and spectators to bring a can of food for a special Thanksgiving food drive. To register, go to torranceca.gov. A local hospital is offering community members a chance to bring Zen into their lives. Torrance Memorial Medical Center just kicked off a meditation circle every Tuesday From 4:30 to 5:30 at the hospital, Torrance Memorial's Health Links offers an opportunity to enhance meditation skills through a free drop-in meditation circle for community members. The class hopes to quiet the mind, develop inner peace, add balance to life, relaxation for health and well-being, and shared energy. Drop-ins are welcomed. The class takes place at the Hoffman Health Conference Center, room number 3. You still have the chance to take steps to conserve water. There are more than 100 spots left for the upcoming free rain barrel program. You have to be a Torrance resident to sign up for the free rain barrels for your household. One person can get up to 2 barrels. They're supposed to be mounted and installed to a rain gutter downspout, so it helps in reducing the amount of storm water runoff. The water is then used for future uses, such as watering your lawn. The event will take place this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. To register, go to sbesc.com. A dealership on Pacific Coast Highway has shut down. But don't worry, the Volvo dealership is now on Hawthorne Boulevard with Mini Cooper. Volvo AutoNation was bought by McKenna recently. The sign on the Pacific Coast Highway property went down last week. Mini Cooper is owned by the South Bay BMW dealership, has been in the city for more than 60 years. City officials say AutoNation hopes to bring a high-end brand dealership to the property on PCH. The former Volvo dealership was located on Pacific Coast Highway near Zamperini Field. Now, with holidays around the corner, make sure you're taking steps to keep your property safe. Torrance Police says local community members can take steps to prevent themselves from becoming victims of auto burglaries in the neighborhood. So don't leave your gym bags, purses, or bags in plain view. Also, don't hide your purse in the trunk after you've parked. Take GPS, cell phones, and other belongings before you leave the car. Always lock your doors and close your windows completely. And if you see something, always say something. Officials say many times auto burglars sit in the parking lot and watch you come and go. Many times they also check for unlocked vehicles. If you see any suspicious activity, call 310-328-3456. And before we get to the weather, don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour before going to bed this Saturday. And now let's get to the weather. Today there was a high of 70 with an expected low of 59 tonight. Then on Halloween, make sure to bring a jacket because it'll be expected to get 59 degrees in the evening. Then you can expect temps to warm up on Thursday with a high of 76 degrees. One of Torrance's most popular parks has a new addition that is sure to make a splash. Torrance City Cable reporter Jesse Pierre has the story.
3, 2, 1.
The splash of cool water was welcomed by the first group of local kids as they enjoyed Wilson Park's newest addition.
We've been coming since they were born. I've taken them every day, almost every day. And the park, it was getting older, and it's nice to see that they're updating everything and making everything safe and new and having a new feature that they can run around.
Torrance resident Alyssa Joya says she grew up visiting Wilson Park, and now she's bringing her own 2 boys to enjoy the park that she loves so much.
It gets hot in the summer these days, and they can come cool down.
My brother is going to splash around on me.
With the project first proposed nearly 10 years ago, Community Services Director John Jones says it's been a long journey.
When we went to the community and asked them what would they like to see in the place of the pond, they were all super excited about the potential of a splash pad. And due to the funding, the additional funding provided by Board of Supervisor Janice Hahn with LA County, we were able to make this a reality. The project itself was about $1.3 million to cost for taking out the entire pond and repurposing it.
The splash pad is now open to the public. It replaces an older pond that was drained out 3 years ago during the drought. Now, the highlight of this new system is that it will save anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000 gallons of water a year.
The splash pad itself is a recirculating system. So underground are large tanks and also the jets. So as this water travels up into the air, of course, it will then fall down to the ground, and it's going to gravity drain to these drains and go back into the 3,000-gallon tank. This splash pad itself is the most economical and water conservation technology out in the market.
We're really excited about it. It's been hot lately, so we're enjoying that. And the playground's super amazing.
It's just a fun family place to come. It's nice to see that they've upgraded the park finally.
This one-of-a-kind splash pad is the only one in Torrance. You can find it at Wilson Park. It will open from 10 a.m. in the morning to dusk daily. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. The project also includes new bathrooms and an outdoor adult fitness center, which is under construction. Wilson Park is located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. If you're looking for a job or another part-time one, you're in luck. Retailers are expected to hire more than 700,000 seasonal workers for the December holidays. According to data, this is the most since 2015. Target announced it will bring on 120,000 workers, which is a 20% increase. Kohl's expects to hire 90,000 employees. Other companies include Macy's, Michaels, FedEx, and UPS. In hopes of hiring the right people for the job, companies are offering competitive wages and perks they would usually offer to full-time employees. Total holiday sales between November and January are expected to be more than $1.1 trillion, according to Deloitte. Now, just in time for the scary holiday, Starbucks released a drink to celebrate. The popular chain is offering customers a witch's brew frappuccino. Now, that's supposed to have bat warts and lizard scales. It has purple and green layers that is a swirl of orange, cream, chia seeds, and whipped cream with green powder on top. The drink is offered for a limited time only. Starbucks is also adding 2 themed treats to the baking section, a mummy cake pop and a raccoon sugar cookie. Getting dressed up in your best costume can get you some great deals this Halloween. From Monday through Wednesday, if you place a $30 or more Cheesecake Factory delivery through DoorDash, you can get a free slice of your favorite cheesecake. Burger Inn, which has a location in Torrance, is letting kids dine for 99 cents with a purchase of a regular menu-priced meal on Halloween. Kids who wear a costume to Chuck E. Cheese will get 50 free tickets. And from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesday, IHOP is giving kids a free Scary Face pancake, which is a plain pancake that they can decorate. Through Halloween, BJ's Restaurant and Brew House will offer a pizookie for $3. Also, if you dress up to go to Chipotle, you can get an entree choice for just $4. Halloween is the slowest sales day of the year, so getting a table at your favorite local restaurant should not be an issue. Here's some upcoming events. You can start Halloween festivities early tomorrow. The Torrance South Bay YMCA is hosting a Halloween party for seniors starting at 11 a.m. There will be singing, dancing, costume contest, and much more. Tickets are available at the senior office. It will go until 2 p.m. Then the whole family can enjoy a spectacular event at Wilson Park tomorrow as well. The city of Torrance will be hosting its annual Halloween Carnival from 4 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $10 per child and cash is only accepted. There will be games, crafts, a photo area, a parade, and food trucks. And the Del Amo Fashion Center is also having a Halloween event from 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, and it's Lux Court, located between Michael Kors and Hugo Boss. Dress up and come out to enjoy these activities such as face painting, balloon twisting, and mall trick-or-treating. Well, in just 2 minutes, Dr. Carey Cullinane from Providence Little Company of Mary will join me live to talk about how you can detect those early signs of breast cancer. We'll be back in just a few.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live, and joining me is Dr. Carey Cullinane, who is a surgical oncologist with Providence Little Company of Mary and City of Hope. Thanks so much for joining me this evening.
Thanks for having me.
And you're here to talk about a very important topic. Even though Breast Cancer Awareness Month is about to end, talk to me about breast cancer and why people should still be aware of this disease, whether you're a man or a woman.
Well, breast cancer is a common disease in women. It is the second most common diagnosis of cancer in women in the U.S. And it's also a rare but significant diagnosis in men.
And that's something people probably don't even think about, right?
They don't, and that's unfortunate because it does happen in men. And it's an easy diagnosis to make in men, and it's an extremely treatable disease.
So what is the importance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month? It's about to end, but it should still be in the back of people's minds to remember to look out for maybe signs and symptoms that maybe someone does have breast cancer.
Well, I think Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a really important month for a lot of different reasons. One, I'm a mother myself, and I know that frequently mothers take care of everyone else before they take care of themselves.
True.
It's a reminder to us to take care of ourselves and perhaps to schedule that mammogram or go in to see our doctor for our annual checkup. It's also a time to remember those who have passed away from the disease. It's a time to celebrate survivors, and we see that a lot during the month of October, where we have walks and celebrations of life for women and men who have been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I think it's also a time for us to remember that there's a lot of amazing research happening in breast cancer and to really celebrate all of the progress that we've made in terms of treatment.
And I'm sure for doctors like yourself, there's a lot more progress that needs to be done. And so what are steps women should take to make sure they can catch the disease before it becomes more serious?
Well, I think the most important thing is for women and for men is to be aware of your own body and to know what's normal for you and what's not normal for you. Annual mammography is also extremely important, starting at the age of 45 for women. For men, we advise them to not ignore a lump if they feel it in their breast. It's also important to eat healthy and get regular exercise, to pay attention to your family history, and to really communicate with your physician so that they can understand what types of things may increase your risk and perhaps guide your physician in terms of what things they should suggest to you to decrease your risk.
What are some signs or symptoms of breast cancer? As an oncologist, I'm sure you've diagnosed many people. What are some common signs or symptoms you see patients come in with?
Probably the most common symptom that a patient comes in with when we diagnose them with breast cancer is actually a breast lump. So feeling a new lump in your breast is something that should be investigated. It is not always a breast cancer, so I tell patients not to be afraid if they feel a lump in their breast. It may be something that's benign, but it's something that should be investigated. many women have no symptoms, and that is why screening mammography is so important. At later stages, sometimes we will see skin changes, or we will feel abnormalities underneath the arm and the armpit if someone has abnormal lymph nodes, perhaps.
And you did mention a few minutes ago about treatment. So what are the latest advances in treatment or any new testing that maybe Providence, along with City of Hope, offers that people should be aware about?
There are lots of new advances in treatment, and that's why treatment of this disease is so exciting, because most of our patients actually do very well. One of the newest things I can talk about in terms of things that we do at Providence, or we have a new technique to localize breast cancers so that patients can have a faster surgery for tumors that are not palpable.
Okay. Now talk to me about the different stages of breast cancer specifically, and how does this impact treatment compared to other cancers?
So one of the things we like about screening mammography is that we tend to identify breast cancer very early. If we identify breast cancer early, then the treatment choices are usually less in severity, let's say, than patients who are diagnosed at advanced stages. So an early stage breast cancer patient, for example, may only require surgery as treatment for their tumor, whereas a patient who is diagnosed at a later stage may require different modalities, including chemotherapy, hormonal therapy, and radiation therapy. So early diagnosis is key in terms of patient survival. It's also key in terms of lessening perhaps what we need to do in order to keep that patient healthy.
When it comes to mammograms, I know there's different types. What's the most prevalent one that is being used the most with women? And I know many women sometimes have the fear of going in for something like a mammogram, but something they should be afraid of, right?
They should definitely not be afraid of having a mammogram. A mammogram is an easy test. For some women, it's not the most comfortable test, but it's not any worse than having a pap smear. There are different types of mammograms. There is a standard what we call 2D mammogram. And then for patients who have very dense breast tissue, there is another type of mammogram called a 3D mammogram or a tomosynthesis mammogram that may be more efficacious in them. Determining which one is best for a patient is best discussed with their provider and perhaps with the radiologist who's doing their imaging.
Okay. What advice would you share to women who are facing a cancer diagnosis at the moment, or who might think they have something wrong with them but haven't gone to the doctors yet?
Well, I think if someone feels like they have something wrong with them, I would encourage them to talk about it with their physician. That's really important. I think it's important for all of us not to be fearful of our own bodies and to feel comfortable in our own skin. I think if a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer, one of the most important things that they can do is to educate themselves and to find a physician who is willing to sit down with them and educate them about their disease and to guide them through the next steps in terms of their treatment. And so having that back and forth dialogue with their physician is incredibly important.
And this is something we were talking about earlier about breast cancer in women, which can also happen in men. So tell me about that, the men diagnosis. Is it different than women? Is it something that they would notice as well?
Most often, men who are diagnosed with breast cancer present with an abnormality that they feel right behind the nipple-areolar complex. It may be a new mass, or they may have some new discharge from the nipple-areolar complex. And so, in contrast to women, where women may feel lumps in different parts of their breast, men typically feel it in the central part of their breast. The surgical treatment for male breast cancer is very similar to female breast cancer. And the adjuvant treatment, whether that be hormonal therapy or chemotherapy, is the same.
Okay. Now talk to me about the partnership between Provinceville Company of Mary Medical Center and City of Hope and the services that are provided to help patients.
Well, Providence and City of Hope have come together as partners to provide comprehensive cancer care for the South Bay and the surrounding communities. And really what it is raising the bar in terms of cancer treatment. The goal is to provide the complete picture of cancer care in one place. So from screening through diagnosis, treatment, and survivorship, all in the same building. And that's very important. It's also very helpful for us as clinicians because we will be all in the same building, and that really facilitates communication, which can, assist patients from not having to run from one doctor's office to another and trying to be the intermediary. Will be able to talk in the same place and improve overall cancer care.
How has it been for you to see this partnership and being able to help patients in all different realms under one roof?
It's amazing. It's very gratifying to me to be able to provide patients with care that gets them back to their normal life. And my goal as a physician is really to kind of take someone in and guide them through the process of treatment and then return them to as normal life as they can have.
And post-diagnosis and treatment is also a big part of this partnership, that people can get that help as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For viewers that are tuning in right now, we were talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And before I let you go, is there anything you would like to add about spreading awareness about this disease?
I think everyone, if you hadn't had your mammogram, it's time and it's easy to do.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.